World Card Game Federation with a sweet fight that me and Pete had here just a couple days ago. We were going to be throwing decks that, one of them very familiar. I used to run a very, very similar version of Saiyan Rampaging with Draku. And this one over here, a little bit different. The Red Amplified Broly, I want to say that by the time this thing came together, it reminded me very much of my ancient Saiyan Empowered Draku. Or, excuse me, Drillku. And then Pete's going to go ahead and win the roll. He's going to go ahead and go first. Now, to me, the deck that Pete's packing over here, to me, sounds like it's a kind of deck that ought to be terribly aggressive. But, like I said, blowing my mind, he did not go in on the first combat. He's going to pass, he's going to rejuve, it's going to go back over to me. Now, my deck actually should shine in these non-combat, these planning steps. I should have a bunch of cards that just toss into play, skip my turn and wait for a better hand. And then I get what I would genuinely call like a mediocre to poor hand. Because if you think about it, that everything in my hand, if you know the Bio Broly stack at all, everything in my hand would be great mid to late game. I'm going to open up with a Lovable Chestnut. That would be Red Blazing Aura. And this card was old enough that Pete had to give it a quick look, that he hadn't seen it in like competitive play like what we're doing here. I guess it's more friendly than competitive. But he hadn't seen it in a deck in a long time. So the whole concept of having a floating -3/-3, I will never understand why people discount cards of its nature. Imagine that. Who needs a million blocks when you have enough of the mitigation going on? So he's going to go ahead and throw his Gohan physical. Remember we said that Gohan's power turns everything into a styled attack, even things that are coming off of characters. So it's going to be an AT life card attack, as I recall. So it's useful out the box. That was a lot of the way Awakening was. It was just sort of utility, utility, utility. It was a strange, strange place to leave the game. Unbalanced as heck. It is going to go ahead and connect with me. It is going to do no damage because of the minus that's in play, but he does still get the hit from the mastery because it was converted to styled. This is going to be my action. Apparently, I'm going to go ahead and mastery up. Why I didn't choose to turn the mastery sideways, I don't know. He's going to throw a look at this, people. An Enrage Blast that was converted to styled. It raised his anger too. It hits because apparently I wasn't ready. It does very little damage just because that's this isn't a beatdown deck, and it's going to go ahead and make him transform. He sneezed, he converted to it. In my opinion, it might actually be better than Draku in this particular configuration. So I'm going to reveal my 2 attacks. I'm going to go ahead and, neat, I guess. I'm going to use the instant, do my rejuve, and the instant on Broly level 1 lets you on the rejuve to raise your anger 2. And I hit it with a very, very small 3 life card energy attack. Because remember, the Mastery's amp up only works for the styled attacks. And then I had no second target for the rejuve, so my second rejuve doesn't go off. And we're waiting for Pete to see what he wants to do, though he has plenty of options. He is going to go ahead and ditch this. Oh, this must have been the plan. So Pete thought far enough ahead that, excuse me, he would be able to ditch this particular drill to be able to go ahead and search out a styled or, attacker block, my gosh, from the deck by ditching that particular build, that drill. That is actually a fantastic idea. Kudos, hats off even. Okay. And then we're waiting for Pete to go ahead and resolve this one. I'm not sure what he's looking at. I think he's looking at my level 2 just because he has to get familiarized. Because we probably would all come to the same conclusion in this regard. We don't see the Bio Broly stack enough to, remember every little thing that it does. Okay, we're waiting for Pete to resolve that search. You guys know that the cherry picking rule is as old as score, that term being coined. And basically you can use that rule in any card game. Unless otherwise specified, if you search for any card, it is, remember Blue Terror used to be search for whatevs. If anything ever, names a card type you have to choose. It must be revealed at the end of that process. Unless specifically done, you'd always want to do it the other way. He's going to grab left kick, which is a sizable swing. 2 life cards. Not 2 life cards, excuse me, 2 anger. Once off the hit and once off the attack itself. I'm going to go ahead and throw a red freezing beam, which does level me, but it doesn't do Shinola for like searching out a drill. So that is painful. That is painful. That hurts. So it would do a very small amount of life cards, a small amount of stages, because it is my first styled attack since I've used the mastery. So it is going to go ahead and do a couple of stages and a couple of life cards, nothing crazy. So I don't know if I was just trying to get off of level 1 as quick as I could, or what, why I ran in after him like this and didn't build up a discard pile and have a better go of it. You got me. I was there and I don't remember. Okay, we're going to see what Pete's got in store for me now. He's still got 3 cards in his hand, so he's still cooking. Okay, he's going to throw a free energy. I think that's Saiyan Enrage or Raging Outburst, something like that. And it's like 6 life cards, but it's only 3 because of the floating effect. Oh, and look who came out 1 second later. Oh, I think I might have goofed this. Unless he has like a big buff on this level, I think I just took too much damage. Yep, and then I just realized it. No. I'm going to use Broly's level 2 power as just Rejuvenate 2, and I don't have any cards to do the reveal with, which is lame. He's going to hit me with orange. Yeah, I really did take too much damage off that one. I still had the floating -3, and I still took that hit. Oh, what in the world? So it looks like I'm going to try to... we're going to try to backpedal. Whoa, that was smart. So we're going to back up. Oh, and then we had to move the cards that were on the bottom, because they were rejuve, because apparently I used my Broly power. They should be on the bottom of the stack, because they were, yes, put them back underneath. No, Mario, don't. Aw, man. Oy, you get an action or 2 ahead, man. It's hard to figure it all out. So I would have taken, I would have reused my power. I'm trying to think of the order this all would have had to go in. And then I'm going to go ahead and take the 1 life card from it, because he didn't have the stages to damage me. Okay, he gets the hit, he gets his anger, he gets raises on the hit and on that. I'm going to use my Broly gigantic meteor attack. So lots of goofing was had on this particular one. And then Pete doesn't have any blocks left in his hand, which he really shouldn't. He did, however, use a bunch of endurance on it. On the hit, I do raise my anger too. Woo, there it goes. I don't remember the name of this card, Saiyan Energy Burst or something of that nature. And I remember it was one that was just my favoriteest card with some of my Saiyan Goku decks that were energy based. I take the hit, I lower my anger. Yeah, a lot of mistakes were had right here. So I didn't. Oh, he's going to go ahead and rejuvenate a card on the hit. That's right. It's like, wow. I blew that combat hard. So I'm doing a little bit of a, there we go, getting 5 power stages, I guess, remaining for taking on that hit, because I guess I took stages from something. No, I had to pay it for Broly's gigantic meteor. Okay, combat ends, Pete gets to draw up his cards, he's back to 3. And, yeah, I can't sit here and tell you people that I did a smart thing in that particular one. I am known for running at my opponent screaming bloody murder before I'm actually ready to do anything. So Pete is brave enough to move on to declare combat, because he is just going to be moving on up like real quick. I didn't even realize he had jumped up. No, that should be his level 2. I don't think it's his level 3, is it? Because if he leveled up that last combat, but I guess how could he not have, having gotten almost two hits? Okay, so to my knowledge, I drew like garbage. So here's me weighing something out that I shouldn't, because that attack on that level of would go ahead and hit me. It would take all my power stages and then go ahead and I would take a little bit of damage, and I wouldn't have the anger to make Red Duck do any of the rejuvenating. So no, I didn't do a smart thing there. I should probably have mentioned this deck was built like 2 days before this fight. And I had never actually used it in a real combat situation, so I had really gotten that bad end of lack of battle experience. Okay, he's going to go ahead and throw this one. I forgot, Head Dive, I think it is. And I'm going to go ahead and stop it, and I'm going to rejuvenate a card because I'm an absolute dunderhead. So he doesn't hit me with the giant monstrous attack, which is hilarious. I do finally get to put out Red Freezing Beam with targets, because to my knowledge, the discard pile still has this drill in it. And I think, to my knowledge, Pete, I think, knocks this out with not even one action later. And the Freezing Beam does a small amount of damage because it's still got the red amplified effect of boosting the damage very lightly. Yeesh. Yeah, he's going to go ahead and... No? Wow, another orange left kick. So this one's going to be huge. He's going to go ahead and level off the initial part of it. He didn't even need the hit effect, anger-wise. So that's impressive. He's already level 4 Gohan. And then I got a pretty sizable hit coming my way, and I doubt I have it. I think I have an energy block in my hand. So this one's going to go ahead and hit me for a substantial amount. Let's see if I found enough endurance to do anything about it. I don't think I did. Nope, I get crit anyway. So that's great. So now he's level 4 with 1 anger, and I do believe I just got my anger crit. I bet there it is. Whew. Wow. Wowie, wow, wow. Aye, aye, aye. So I don't think I've used my power this turn. So yeah, I'm going to rejuvenate 2, and then I hope I don't forget to increase my power stages by 2 because of my continuous. Come on, Mario. Twist that dice. Turn it to 4, please. Okay, he's going to throw... I don't remember what this one is called. It's the one that turns off endurance, does massive damage if it hits. I'm going to go ahead and stop it with Red Flea. I'm going to go ahead and then use the Mastery Red. I can't remember what that drill's called. I don't use it enough to remember. But basically, it does rejuvenate to X. X is the number of drills. So no, I didn't up my stages for rejuvenating at this level, and I didn't do it again for that one. So I should actually be at 6 above before I even hit the PUR for this level. Wow, I done goofed. I would actually have had like a 1-turn power up to full. Wow, that's lack of experience, folks. It'll do bad things to you. I get out the Red Speedy Drill, which is actually king of drills for this deck. But I think the thing that always happens with this one, even with just drilling, playing with random hands, and then apparently I'm going into combat with 2 cards in my hand because I'm going to use Broly's power. I'm going to go ahead and rejuvenate 2. I do reveal 2 attacks from my hand. And then I believe I should be using my power. And I actually pull out Red Destiny. So in theory, I have the power to get off this level fairly quickly, provided I'm not messed with. But I get messed with. To the shock of no one. I'm going to go ahead and finish that search and that particular ability, because I got to remember it can actually search out setup, so that could be a good way to sort of balance things back out. And then he's going to immediately hit it with a card I don't recognize. It came from one of the later sets, but apparently destroys or banishes a setup. I want to say it destroys it. So I'm going to take a significant energy attack plan. Derailed. At least I didn't lose any anger off of that one, which is kind of a refreshing thing, I suppose. Okay, it goes back over to me. I'm going to go ahead and use... oh, yeah, I remember. I remember like 1 second after using Red Freezing Beam, I remember thinking, oh, I have no targets. So why I thought I had a viable target in either zone, I do not know, because I did not, and I wasted that shot. Since it only gave me anger, it was no different than using the other card. Oh, wow. The waste. No, I did lose my anger. I'm down to 1 anger again. Okay, it goes back over to Pete. Pete still has 2 cards in his hand, still has his level 4 power. Okay, he's going to Sin Choke me. I'm going to go ahead and use... I ditched that particular red energy attack to use it as a block, which was actually turned out to be pretty handy after all. I really should have used, the drill. Oh, I guess I'm going to use the Mastery. I'm going to amplify it up first to try to squeeze a little bit more anger out of it than I would have otherwise had.
Okay, so I should have had 2 more stages from that, so I'll actually should have...
Yeah, it's me remembering to actually do something about that stage gain that I should have been getting from this level 2. Okay, and I think Pete passed right there, so I'm going to rejuvenate it with the drill. And that combat's over. Okay, he may be on his way to running away with the game, but at least I didn't die or get MPV'd on this turn. So, neat. Goes back over to Pete. Pete will have 4 cards in his hand this turn. And he's probably going to run in and go ahead and just take off like a rocket and go real fast. He does immediately declare combat because there ain't no reason to bother not. Like, he's not really in any kind of danger. Yep, Saiyan head dive again, or Saiyan dive. He's going to utilize the mastery for the whole discard thing to turn it into a styled attack, which is neat. Or non-styled, but then Gohan's power converts it back. There's some kind of rejuvenation effect in play. I do not recall what it is. No, he banishes 2 cards. I'm not really sure what's going on there, but he ends up being able to destroy my drill. I do stop with red blocking hand. I get my anger up to 4, so neat. I don't know if I have anything else going in my hand. I guess I'll mastery up. I do target a speedy drill to stay in play at this level, so super neat. Not particularly strategic, but neat. And then I think I rejuvenated for nothing there, because that doesn't make a ton of sense, because to my knowledge you only get rejuve 1 for every drill. Oh, that's us going back and fixing a thing about like when that drill left play, that we would target a card and then rejuvenate. I think we targeted the wrong card. Then it goes back over to Pete, I believe. Or my Broly? Yeah, no, it goes back to Pete. And a Sin Choke for my face. I do take the non-preventable, but it's only 4 because of Speedy Drill. But I was telling you guys, when I think about all those modifications that can be out there, like, who needs blocks? Then I have an action. I want to say I have a Stare Down in his hand. He has a Saiyan Outrage, and I think the other one, the Saiyan Burst. So Saiyan Burst, because I really had to look at it. Alternate art, could not tell it was Saiyan Outrage. I feel dumb. You know, in retrospect, I should have got rid of his block so I could actually hit him with my level 2, or level 3, and just laugh. Didn't do nothing, it's just funny. Okay, I'm not really sure what Pete's up to over there. He's doing something. He's searching. Search out another Saiyan Burst? I really don't know.
Me?
Okay, Pete has to pass. Let's see what's going on. Let's see if I haven't. Have I used my level 2? Oh yeah, it was an instant. The critical damage rejuve effect thing that could have helped me to knock down his anger, at least to stall out a little tiny bit. Yeah, and I throw his level 3, the energy that actually gets boosted by his own effect, which is wild when you start to think about it. Okay, and he stops it with Saiyan Outrage because I put it back in his hand like it was something to do. Okay, and it actually goes back over to me. Wow, Pete did not fully take off like a rocket and win this one. So I got Red Destiny out. I think I just made too many mistakes too close together against a deck that really punishes mistakes for me to be able to do a whole bunch. And then I do end that turn. It goes back over to Pete. Wait, am I? Yeah, well, I assume. Really? I'm pondering this? Why? Oh, apparently I'm going to declare combat. Wow. What did I have up my sleeve? Oh, nice. I do use the critical damage effect on this card to lower down his anger. Oh! So Heroic Dashing Punch goes off, and it's going to prevent me from raising my anger, and I could have kept up. So, I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know if I was thinking I should put it back in his hand or what other thing. I don't even remember if the Heroic Dashing Punch, its effect is a hit effect or not, about not being able to gain anger. I really should have just used it, put it back in my hand, and made some other attempt to level up. Or not running a combat like a fool. Yeah, Heroic Dashing Punch goes off. I now can no longer gain anger. Any and all strategies just went out the window. I have given the game away wholesale. Now Pete has nothing to do except take this hit for my level 2. I doubt I even crit him. Apparently I do crit him. Neat. And then, it goes back over to Pete. He's going to go ahead and throw that Heroic Dashing Punch. Straight up, folks, I thought he had simply put it back in his hand. He didn't. He does actually have a Dashing Punch he put in his Banish Zone at the end of that last action. So there's me overreacting to 2 being in play. And then it's going to... Yep. It converts it to Styled. The hit is going to go off. I don't think he actually NPV'd yet. No, he did. Yep, hit is all it took. Yep. And the game sheet is over. I had a hard time catching him on such a tried and true model.